This is Nerd Chatter, and just so everybody out there knows, it's just me and Erik tonight. Brett never got back to us, and Danny is writing a paper for his school, so he's out as well, even though Danny is not a part of this show, as we have established. Just kidding. He's definitely a guest, but we love him. Anyway, what I decided to do, since the last time Brett was very into the sound effects, I wanted to get a sound effects board.
Oh no.
Should I start out with the most offensive, or just reel it in from? You know what? We'll keep the most offensive at the end, so that way people have something to look forward to. But we can start out with some of the lighter ones if you want. Some that I just found that I like.
Did you spend actual money on a sound effects board?
Of course not.
Okay.
No, I would never. So we got X-Files.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty nice.
Copyright infringement. Better shut it off quick. More than 2 seconds, we're in trouble.
Alright, no more. I found this. Again, copyright infringement. But it's not like anybody cares, because we're not even big enough to really sue. So, it's not like they're going to get money.
Uh-huh.
And then these two. Do you ever watch professional wrestling at all, ever, in your life?
Not recently, but I used to.
You don't need to know this character. I'm sure you've heard of him. John Cena?
Oh yeah, I know John Cena.
Okay, so I found this. Let me grab it real quick. Oh, wait. There we go.
And his name is John Cena!
So there's his intro, and if you've ever been privy to it, a lot of people, they have taken memes and stuff like that, and they've done things like this.
Hello. It's John Cena!
So,
Oh yeah, I heard the one where they keep calling the same person back over and over, and doing that. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have quite a few good ones. I found
So you just meant sound clips, not sound effects.
some sound clips, some sound effects.
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of mingled.
How much do you think it would cost if we just hired Michael Winslow to sit in on every podcast and just do the sound effects himself? I don't know. I think that's just a good investment.
See, and this is where I could do, like, I don't know, maybe,
Mm-hmm.
like, no, that's not a good idea.
No, it's a great idea.
Let's
Where's
see.
the applause button? Because that's the one you should have been hitting.
Can't touch this.
Right.
Can't touch this.
Or we could do a, oh, this is the best. Come on, Benny Hill music. And we're gonna get into super offensive.
And his name is
More offensive than yakety sax. What?
Did you catch that? Okay, so he was saying, and his
I
name
did.
is Adolf Hitler. Oh, I was just explaining for anybody who's listening. Now, to the most offensive that I found, that we might even have to edit this out because we are two white gentlemen, and this is going to get
You couldn't even
racist.
wait to the end of the podcast, like you said. You're just like, no, you're way too excited about this, I feel.
Because it's awful.
Nigga. I'm 100% nigga. Nigga. I'm 200% nigga. Nigga.
So there's that. That one made me laugh a lot.
Okay.
I kind of wish we had video camera to get just video clips of you looking off to the side and in disappointment.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's my humor. Oh, God. Anyway, yeah, that's my new sound effects board.
Yeah. I'm on board with that.
Got oh, this is what I thought that would be a clever intro. Like, instead of just doing, like a song, we just do that as kind of like an intro. But that was just a thought.
I like music intros.
I do too. I've been trying to figure out
I tried to do one time, and it ended up with, just the entire song when I was just trying to use 5 seconds, and Brett making fart noises with his hands.
And me
rapping terribly over it, which was not the intention. I just wanted to use the intro of the song as the intro for the
But
podcast.
I mean, it went well, though.
Mm.
So...
No, you ruined it. Just like everything you touch.
I thought it was a really good selection as far as the song goes, and I thought you rapped it beautifully.
Shut up.
Sometimes art mimics art. I mean, you got one artist doing one thing, and then you've got clearly yourself, another artist, mimicking that art and making your own.
No, that's not what happened. No.
But I also have the thought that nobody who is an actual artist ever thinks that they are an artist. Normally, the people who are usually really good think they suck and do not consider themselves artists. I think that's the best way to approach it, because otherwise you just end up becoming pretentious.
Yeah.
Just my thought. Maybe some people might have a better way of addressing it, but my way is to not acknowledge it and just know that everything I do is probably going to be awful. That's a little bit easier to swallow.
Case in point right here.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly. Case in point, me doing a podcast and thinking that it'll ever work. Mm-hmm. And also buying expensive studio equipment just for that said reason.
Right.
But hey, we can all dream, can't we?
Mm-hmm. It'll come in handy when we give up on this and start our a cappella group, so I think it won't be in vain.
Anyway, this is a really dumb conversation, so we'll just jump off of that. Get far, far away from that.
Mm-hmm. Don't ruin the surprise until we got the quartet down. Then we'll lay it on them.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything we're going to be laying on them except for a giant turd. Just like everything else.
Yeah, so we're moving into scat territory. Is that the audience we're looking to reach now? Okay.
I think we're just trying to grab anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't really have a set audience yet, and it's really hard.
A set audience. We don't even have like a passing audience.
Yeah, we really don't. We have nobody that gives a shit.
Mm-hmm.
This is the self-deprecating Nerd Chatter podcast. If you're just tuning in, probably not, because why would you?
Yeah.
We are here just talking shit about how really this is just pointless. Anyway.
Keep talking like that, we're going to get listeners, because they're going to be like, I'm just waiting for the episode where they kill themselves.
I'm waiting for this dude to take those pills, slowly go to sleep on air. Maybe one of the guys lights himself on fire and we get to hear a whole lot of screaming.
I mean, I could make an interesting podcast.
I could not go out those, like, on fire. They said that's like one of the worst.
Well, I can't imagine it's pleasant. Yeah.
Well, the only other one I could think of is maybe getting flattened by a steamroller, like legs first. I feel like that could be pretty horrific.
Right.
So, from fire to steamroller legs, I don't think
Yeah, I feel like I'll take fire before the steamroller.
Really? Okay, so my thought is how long does it take for you to die from burning alive as opposed to getting rolled over by a steamroller? Now, I'm thinking a steamroller is maybe 5 minutes. Because they're pretty fast. They're not that slow.
Right.
So, maybe not even 5 minutes, maybe more around like a minute or two. But with fire, that could be
That's when you
pretty long.
know.
That could be long enough to where it could be a whole lot.
You know,
of
there's
not
no
falling.
rescue. You just find a small room and hop in there and hope that you can get enough smoke for the smoke inhalation to kill you before the fire
Well,
finishes.
that's also the other concern, is that they get to you quick enough to where they get you doused out, but basically your life is ruined because now you have that weird fire face and torso where everything's all melty and gross looking. So, I feel like with a steamroller, there's really no stopping that. I mean, they could, but
You just feel all your guts getting pushed up into your upper body.
that would
out through your
suck.
mouth.
I'm not saying that wouldn't suck. I'm just talking about time limits here.
Bones breaking one by one.
The only other thing I can think of is maybe dying by a bear attack, or, well, you've got to think. If the bear doesn't kill you, because bears are omnivores and they don't actually go after you like a predator would, like a giant cat, which
Right.
giant cats actually have sensors in their teeth. So what they try and do is they try and latch onto your throat and hit a main artery,
Right.
and they'll actually reset and keep sinking their teeth in until they find where that blood flow is coming from because of the sensors in their teeth. Whereas bears don't have that, and they'll eat you asshole first.
Sure.
So
There's a good chance one swipe and you're already dead. Like,
it's true. It's true.
there's no guarantee of that. But,
There's
you
a
know.
good chance, though, that you also get that one swipe, get knocked out, and then you find out that a bear's eating your asshole
Right.
when you wake up. That could be pretty horrible and time-consuming as well. So, I don't know. Steamroller seems to be the route.
All right.
The only other one I could take over steamroller would probably be drowning alive. Because drowning alive would be scary, but I feel like it wouldn't take that long.
Yeah, that's going to be one of the more peaceful ways to go, honestly.
I think so, yeah. As terrifying as it is, the minute you lose your breath, the minute it's over. So,
Yeah.
I mean, pretty much everything goes black and it's done. So I don't see why that'd be bad. Or that bad.
Uh-huh.
The most peaceful way I can think of is just doing it. That's the other thing I don't understand, you know. I don't understand why guys feel the need to do theirs in like some horrific way, and why I feel like women have got it down a little bit better. They just take a bunch of pills and go to sleep. That seems way more reasonable than a shotgun to the face, or like hanging yourself, or any of those terrible ways.
Depends on what, what sort of impact you want to have, you know?
I guess, man.
Guys want to be drama queens about it, you know?
My other thought would be, like, okay, so if you don't want to do the pills, why not go the car route? The car in the garage route?
Right, the car exhaust.
Yeah, I feel like that would be a easier way to go out as well.
I mean, it's not good for the environment. Why you gotta take the environment out with you?
It's just a little bit. It's not that much.
Mm-hmm.
I'm causing a minor inconvenience, and I'm actually taking away a whole lot of waste.
I guess that's true. So it evens out. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm balancing the world out in the end.
Yeah. You make a valid argument there, I suppose.
I mean, how much smoke inhalation do you think you put out if you're lighting your whole body on fire and burning fat into the air? That can't be good for anyone.
Well, but
The burning of fat can't be good on any level. And then inhaling actual human can't be good on any level. I feel... Well, no, because remember, anytime people actually eat their own species, or mammals, I should say, eat their own species, they end up getting some weird fucked up disease. That's actually how mad cow disease came around.
Yeah.
Because veterinarians and stuff were feeding their cows cow brains, and then that was them making them sick, and that's how mad cow came around.
I don't think it was the veterinarians doing that.
Well, not veterinarians. I can't believe I said that.
Yeah.
The owners of mass distribution centers of meat, to save money instead of buying grains and things that the cows would need, they would feed them their own dead relatives / whatever. They would just feed them, which is fucked up, but whatever.
Meat's meat, and cows gotta eat.
And they've actually shown that people get strange too if they eat human. Like, if they eat entirely human, they start getting fucking very weird and having, like, problems processing shit with their... in general.
Yeah.
So, eating the same person... or eating the same thing
in
is...
person, over and over.
Yeah, the same guy. Eating people is not a good thing if you're a person, and same thing for some mammals. I know snakes don't have any problems. They can eat each other and they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
They're also snakes.
Cockroaches will eat their own. That's...
Well, bears will too.
Yeah.
Actually, bears, this is fucked up, but bears will, if it gets scarce, what will happen let me restart that. Jesus. If food gets scarce and it's getting towards the winter, and some bears don't hibernate, they actually stay up to get more food before they go and hibernate. And sometimes what they'll do, especially if the food gets scarce, is they'll go and kill cubs of other bears and eat them. It's really fucked up. But those bears actually don't contribute to anything, and a lot of times they have them hunted and killed because they actually damage the bear population and cause problems. So they're kind of like these alpha / omega type bears that are going around murdering younger bears and shit like that for the meat. Anyway. So I spoke about it a little bit, but we'll get into the segment a little bit more nerd chatter-ish instead of talking about bears. But I will be doing a review on Spider-Man Homecoming. I watched it recently. It's amazing in my opinion. Now, there's definitely a lot of reference to the Sam Raimi Spider-Man. There's a few references there. Of course, the scene where he's holding the bus back with his webbing from, I think it's 2 that they do that in. But they also do that, but it's with a ship, and he's holding it together with his webbing, which is really cool. And then there's actually some highlights from the cartoon that they came out with called Ultimate Spider-Man, which it's still going on, I believe. I think they're still doing like a Sinister 6 or something like that. But it's definitely a little bit more campy, but it's a good representation, I think, of Spider-Man. And I think this film is a great representation of what Spider-Man's kind of always been, and they haven't really been able to capture that fully. And I give full credit to Tom Holland for really capturing that character and giving him a New York accent too, which he's never had on film.
Right.
And that's a big deal because he is from Queens, and they don't. You can make up a New York accent when you're talking or when you're reading your comics, but overall, he should have always had that accent just because of where he's from and who he is. But anyway, I'll be going over that, and I'll probably do something like a 10 or 12 minute podcast. I'm not really that long of a podcaster. I don't have the quality of Kevin Smith where I can review in stunning detail and immaculate precision of story like him. But I will give a tiny little review on what I thought and how great it was. But I'm going to have to rewatch it so that I can get all my P's and Q's in order. And anyway, I'll switch that right over to what I did get to watch was the Castlevania, which we spoke about a little bit earlier. I just wanted to note on it. So far, Castlevania's been great. I don't know that much about it. Eric, if you know anything about it.
I haven't watched any of the series, so I don't know what they're
no, I mean, like,
with.
just your...
I know they're going with a... I feel like they're going with a completely different Belmont character than we've seen in the video games, but I could be mistaken. I haven't watched. I know it's not Simon Belmont or Trevor, right? But it is a Belmont in the series.
Honestly,
right? You don't even remember.
No. I was gonna say I really don't have that much knowledge as far as.
Well, I'm saying the cartoon, the main character is a Belmont, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he is a Belmont. That's actually, and for anybody who's aware, this is going to be a little bit of a spoiler. So, yeah, if you don't want to know about Castlevania or you haven't watched it, please stop listening. Anyway, continuing.
You're perfectly happy to spoil it for me, though.
Because I only watched one episode, and I feel like that episode didn't really give that much away. The only thing that they did, and it was like at the very end of the episode, is they mentioned Belmont. And it was all, this guy was giving this monologue of, like, good, I'm glad that these vampires are going around murdering everybody, and especially who deserves it is those. And he starts talking about the upper class, and he exclaims that all the Belmonts deserve to die, and one of the main character, who's probably going to be coming in the second episode, looks up, and he's clearly one of the Belmonts.
Okay.
And they have the first episode's basically all about Dracula. So I was just curious to get your info on it, because you definitely are going to have more.
I'll need to watch it first, though.
Okay, there's one thing I want to ask. Was there ever this love story? Do you remember me talking about the love story that they proposed? Is there ever a love story between Dracula and a woman or anything like that?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. No elaboration?
Nope.
Just yes. Gotcha. Sweet, I'll keep talking more. Okay, so that's good. At least they are sticking somewhat to the story that I don't know anything about, so fantastic. I don't think it'll really matter either one way or another. I was thinking about that too with what's it called? Death Note. Okay. I was thinking, what would I give a shit if I didn't watch the original cartoon? Would it be better that way? Because then I could watch the series live action and have like an unbiased opinion.
Right.
Whereas I'm definitely going to have an extremely biased opinion.
Yes, you should.
On this. It looks like a disaster.
If they don't want you to compare it, then they should have just done something original.
That's true. I mean, that's very, very fair assessment. And the film itself, or the show itself, what I thought they should have done instead of, I think they're making it a movie, right? It's not going to be a series.
I don't remember for sure.
I feel like it should be a series if they're making it a movie. Because if you make it a series, you can just cover everything.
Right.
And you could break it up
I
into
mean, I know it's,
however
I mean, it's Netflix doing it, but so I don't know. I don't remember hearing for sure which direction they were going with it.
You could go as far as to just be like, this is going to be 2 seasons. It's going to be, all of the first season is going to be that setup, and then at the end, again, spoilers if anybody has not seen Death Note in general, and then at the end of the first season will be the end. It will be when not Light, but L dies. So once L dies, you go directly into the second season, which then at the end, again, spoilers, if anybody's listening, it goes into how Light dies, and then that could be it. And you just say you could go even just as far as to say, like, this is a kind of like they did with Hatfield and McCoy's. You could do it that way. You could do it however you want, but I just feel like it would have been better as a series as opposed to doing an actual just one or 2 hour film, which is going to be not that great in my opinion. Anyway, if just also to briefly catch up on, and I'll stop talking about film and cartoons, even though I'm a huge cartoon guy.
This is nerd chatter, so I mean...
That's true. It is nerd chatter. But if you're not watching Attack on Titan, please do. It's amazing. It's just amazing. And hooray, everybody. Game of Thrones is coming back very, very soon. Yes. We were talking about it, but yeah.
And they're doing a full a full season run too, because I know at one point they were talking about doing shortened seasons. Like it was only going to be 7 episodes, and I guess it's actually going to be it's actually going to be like 11 or 12 instead.
Keep it the same.
11, I think.
Yeah, don't deprive us of our happiness. It's clearly one of the best shows TV's decided to come up with, so let's keep those episodes coming. And the Red Wedding was brutal and beautiful at the same time.
Yes.
Where they're just like, alright, so you didn't know this was going to happen, but guess what? Everybody's dying. Mm-hmm. And your baby. That was me stabbing. Oh yeah, by the way, sorry. Spoilers.
Spoiler, everybody dies on Game of Thrones.
If you really didn't know the Red Wedding, why are you even listening to our podcast?
I'm still convinced that that Game of Thrones, by the end, it's just going to be like White Walkers versus dragons.
Yeah, basically.
Every human's dead.
Yeah, it's just going to be dragons.
Just dragons versus White Walkers. The end. Don't know which is going to win, but that's all it's going to be left.
Just ice people versus dragons.
It really is a song of fire and ice.
Oh, God. I mean, who knows? The speculation that I've heard, and I'm for it, but it's whatever, is that Jon Snow and Khaleesi, of course, get married, which is fairly obvious, I would say, at this point. And in my opinion, that's either going to happen this... Well, maybe not this. Nah, probably not this season. Probably next season, I would say, is when they finally get to that. I feel like this season is going to be her traveling and how she gets to him, and probably the last episode might be him getting... Oh, shit! I forgot that killer ending, by the way, spoilers, where the queen of... oh, shit. What's the name of the place? Help me out.
Which one?
Lannisters.
Cersei Lannister, are you talking about?
Yeah, but what's their kingdom?
Nope. It's just King's Landing, right?
King's Landing, there you go. So, after she basically blew up everybody,
Uh-huh.
and her son committed suicide, all of that epic shit happening at once, and how happy I was to see her kind of like doing that half smile as she murders
Mm-hmm.
thousands of people, or maybe more like.
And then Jamie
Couple.
comes back and it's just like, what the... what did I miss?
And he comes back and he also knows that his daughter's been murdered, so he's just right
So
on
yes.
par with her. He's
Yes.
like, we're just gonna fuck
All of his
and
kids
kill,
are dead, yep.
yeah, everyone. And technically, it like if you go back and if you're really paying attention, that she always speaks of how her family's cursed and how this was supposed to happen.
Right, there was that whole prophecy
Yeah.
about how she would outlive all her kids. So.
Yeah, which is 100% true, but technically she could just fulfill another, or go and do another dirty deed with her brother and make another fucking baby that could be a homicidal maniac or could be sweet as pie. It's just, I guess, kind of a 50-50.
She keeps having babies to prolong her life. She's like,
She's the Highlander.
I'm going to outlive all my kids, so as long as I always have a kid, I don't have to worry that I'm going to die as long as they're still alive. So just keep popping out babies. But then the twist is that one of her kids, that she dies in childbirth, giving birth to like a stillborn.
She just right after she gives birth, she's just like, there can only be one. She just gets to that point where she strikes them down just so she can make another.
Well, no, she wants them to be alive because she's going to outlive her kids. So as long as her kids are alive, she is immortal.
I just got too fixated on the Highlander.
Yeah, you did.
I thought it would be so funny to see her cutting off children's heads so that she gains power. But even better is her, like, she's got like a fencing, but like it's old school, of course. But how they have those for toddlers, for those safety zones that they make in doorways and stuff, where they put fences everywhere. She's just got that everywhere, and it's all baby-proofed everywhere, so her kids don't die. She's got nets on all the buildings, so if they try and jump out the window, they just get caught.
Yes.
Like the Apple companies.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that'd be great. She just suicide-proofs the whole kingdom.
Uh-huh.
But living with that woman, though, you would want to commit suicide. She's fucking insane. I mean, but you have to be crazy to want to fuck your own brother and make a bunch of babies with him. And then the fact, like, what was it, that one actor, again, spoilers, the kid who worked... Jesus, a little blonde boy. Well, I guess they're all blonde. Fuck.
Narrow it down.
The Mad King. He basically was the Mad King too. Where Joffrey. Thank you, God. Couldn't remember Joffrey. But he was receiving death threats. Like the actor was receiving death threats because of
he was so good in that role.
Yeah, how many people were just like, no, fuck you.
Uh-huh.
Fuck you, you evil piece of shit.
Yep.
And it's like, yeah, man, he really did play that role to a point where I was like, no, I actually hate this person and I don't know them.
Yeah.
And he's probably a really nice guy, but seriously, fuck you. Fuck you, Joffrey.
That's what the role called for.
It did. Yeah, oh my god. He was so amazing in that show.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that was my, 6-minute boner sesh about Game of Thrones. Yeah. Dun, dun. Oh, you'd have to keep going. But anyway.
Stopped.
Oh, shit. I almost forgot. I will talk a little bit about Injustice 2, which, did you ever play any of the Injustice?
A little bit.
Okay, so you kind of know the storyline then.
Right.
Superman gets tricked, kills. So basically they pick up from there. At this point, again, if you're not playing Injustice 2, going into some spoilers, please turn off the podcast if you don't want to hear.
Okay.
Or you're just not hearing anyway because you don't care. Anyway, so...
Turning off my ears.
It starts off with Wayne basically just saying, yeah, I'm Batman. You know I'm Batman now because I had to unleash all this shit. We have now captured Superman. He's our prisoner and we'll be watching over him. And so there's some characters from the evil, technically, Justice League that are still with Superman, which is Wonder Woman, Cyborg, and now they're introducing Supergirl. So Kara is the one, and they're trying to rescue Superman and bring back their regime, while Batman, The Flash, Green Lantern, and oh shit, there's a couple more, but yeah. Oh, Catwoman's one of them.
Okay.
All go and try and stop them from what they're trying to do. I'm only halfway through it, so I'm still on the area where Superman is underneath he's in a prison cell, like this glass prison cell that has a red sun on him, so he has no powers. He's basically an average human, and they just keep that generator running 24/7. And of course, I'm at the part where they're trying to knock out the generator and get him out of there and powered up and back to his soupy self. One thing I will say about the gameplay, Batman in the first one, in my opinion, sucked a whole lot as far as being a good character to play. This one, he's amazing. Superman's still good. They didn't give a shit about certain characters, which was kind of sad. Some of them were a little boring, and then some of them were really interesting. I will say one thing. Can we please stop obsessing over fucking Harley Quinn? Originally, she was amazing to me, and I loved the character. I bought the comics. I was a huge fan. Now, it just seems like the slutty parlor trick.
Yeah, I feel like Harley Quinn has pretty much only been well used in the animated series.
Here's the other problem. You have tons of female characters you can draw from. They go for the one that was made in the 90s, for one, and hasn't really had that long of a run, whereas, some of these characters have had insane runs.
And just came from the animated series. I mean, she wasn't a character before that.
Yeah, and they don't put half the women that they could put, even in the Justice League, which they could have done Hawk Girl, or they could have done, like they did in the 90s to 2000s Justice League. Or, no, sorry, it was just 2000s. There was no 90s.
Talking about DC?
Yeah. Just talking about their overall selection with, basically what happened is it Margaret Robbie or
Margot Robbie?
Margot Robbie. Are you guys talking about movies?
Yeah, kind of. I'll explain. By the way, this is Michael here on Nerd Chatter. He just came down to listen, and he's kind of off in the distance asking questions.
But you guys looked lonely.
We were a little bit lonely. Eric's on his phone right now doing God knows what. So, and you sound engaged.
You don't want to know.
But anyway, so Margaret Robbie, is that her name?
Quinn commissions.
Do you?
So that character has paid my rent.
Really? Yeah, I mean, I believe it. She is a big ticket number right now. You can pretty much do anything Harley Quinn, and somebody's gonna buy it.
I work a lot of Comic-Cons, and the last 3, they had like a Harley Quinn meetup at the end of the show. So like 30 people dressed as Harley Quinn would just like
holy
pose for
shit!
photos.
See, that's kind of my point too.
Well, and it's all kinds of different Harley Quinns. There's like a bombshell Harley Quinn.
Yeah,
where
they've
she's
got
like the World War II era.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, they've got the bombshell. They've got the original, which is the '90s, and then they've got all the different video game versions that people have taken on, and then they've got the slutty one, and then you got the movie one, and technically the newer versions are just all different variations of the slutty form of Harley Quinn.
That's what they did in Arkham Asylum.
Yeah,
or
all
Arkham
of that Batman arc, they've always done her pretty like not that much clothes on. And I mean, it's fine. I get what they're doing there, but my problem is that
they're riding that cash cow. That's what they're doing there.
Yeah, they're riding it too hard.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's one thing to just kind of be like, this is clearly something for the nerds to jerk off to.
Fanboy service.
Well,
yeah.
Hang on though. There's a new version of Harley Quinn that just came out this week. Did you hear about it?
I don't know. There's been a fucking million, so it's hard to keep track.
There's a comic book. I don't think it's out on shelves yet, but it's a story arc where it's a universe where roles are reversed, where Batman is the bad guy and Joker and Harley are the good guys, and Joker is a rich guy.
Yeah, that's definitely reversed. I mean, they kind of did that in Injustice. See, that's the other thing they did. They even in Injustice 2, Harlequin's a good guy now. Because the Joker is dead, so I mean that's
she's
a
become
little
an anti-hero. I think.
Well, 100% now
like
she is. Yeah,
kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel I don't know. Deadpool is also one of those characters that I feel like he's done. Like Ryan Reynolds and everybody did it correctly, but it always makes me sad for liking Deadpool because the dumbest fucking people come out for Deadpool. It really bums me out about the character because I find the humor really funny and I want to appreciate him for the value that he has, but you just get these fucking retards that come out and then want to pretend that they've loved comics forever and that they're huge fans. When really, they don't read any of the comics. They just watch that one Deadpool movie and they want to fucking talk about every scene from the Deadpool movie and not actually talk about Deadpool comics.
Right.
Which is infuriating to me. Not that I feel like I'm an originalist and you should, I should be the hipster about it and fucking be like, man, you didn't even read any of the comics. But it is kind of obnoxious when...
Sure, you should be that way.
Why not? Well, here's my major point. I don't mind if you're a casual fan and I'm talking to a casual fan.
Yeah, sure.
If I see you at a Comic-Con and you're doing that, fuck you. That is not... You are not supposed to be there, god damn it. You're the asshole. Because that place has been always represented by nerds and not just some person riding the fucking piggyback of people who have been doing that shit forever. But I don't know, that's a terrible way to go about it. It's terrible to just prejudge and talk shit about people.
It's human
for
nature.
their like I know. But it doesn't result in anything that's viable. It's just
it makes me feel better about myself, Jason. How can I feel good about myself if I don't put other people down?
Ultimately,
I mean, I have to find some sort of happiness within or something. That's asking way too much.
I'm working on a character bust. It's a like chest up statue of Harley Quinn eating a lollipop shaped like Joker's head.
No, yeah, I've seen some
that's
something like that. No, I don't know about
she's
the
like
Joker
licking
head.
it all sensually. Yeah, that's what the client wants.
Yeah, fan service, man.
They want it on their desk. So.
Fucking 100%. I believe that. Yeah. No, I mean, she is a fan service character.
They want to make sure that mouth is open.
Yeah. And I mean, even, dude, go to the FYE at Tylersville. It's a giant statue
Yeah.
of Harley in the slutty leather slash what's that, a holder top, or it's like some kind of a halter top or some kind of brassiere, or it's something, and she's wearing that with like a push-up bra, and everything's out, and then of course the classic pigtails, and it's just a very it's a slutty version of Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
I just had an idea. Didn't you say you're gonna do a gender bend?
Yeah, I'm doing a Poison Ivy gender
You
bend.
should get another dude to do a gender bend Harley.
No, it's always awful.
Just do
I've seen a million of them.
Just take a picture like hugging or something and see what the internet says.
Oh god,
there's so many lesbian shots of Poison Ivy.
Yeah,
Is your gender bed Poison Ivy going to be called Poison Oak?
Poison Oak.
No, Maddie recommended that I call him Poison Ivan.
Okay.
Which I said...
So you're Russian now?
I agreed with it because she thought it was really funny, but then she was like, I want you to only address yourself as Poison Ivy. And I was like, no! Like, that's dumb.
From this day forward.
Yeah. I was just like, I'm not going to go that far. I'm going to at least be like, this is a Poison Ivy gender bend. I'm not going to be like, my name's Poison Ivan, and Poison Ivan's, this is Poison Ivan's gender bend. Like, I'm not going to go that far.
All of a sudden she starts referring to herself as Mrs. Poison Ivan.
Yeah.
It gets really weird.
And I mean, it's going to take a lot of work because there's going to be a lot of body paint involved and a lot of... I got to go to Hobby Lobby and grab a bunch of, like, fake vines and shit. And then I've already bought this red leather moto jacket to wear, and I'm going to put vines around it, kind of wrap vines around the sleeves, shit like that.
Are you going to dye your hair red?
Yeah, but...
Or wear a wig?
No, I'm not going to go... Like, my whole plan is to not go super bright or anything like that. It's all going to be very darker toned colors. Like, my jacket's almost a burgundy.
So earth tones?
Sorta. Yeah. It's gonna, like, my jacket's like a burgundy / maroon, and then my pants that I'm wearing, which are gonna be green, but they're more of like an actual earthy type of green. And I also have burgundy boots, and it's all gonna be relatively darker type of colors. So my hair, if I do, I thought about just going all out and dyeing it the actual red color. But I want to see if I can find like a mix between brown and red that might work to where it won't look too crazy if I dye it and it has a little bit of a red tint to it or some shit.
Okay.
So that was my plan. If not, I can always just, jump on the train.
Super short. I can't tell.
Yeah, I'm gonna. It'll be grown out for the character.
Okay.
I've got about 3 months, so I'm gonna grow it out to its preferred whatever length, and then I'll go from there.
Which con are you doing this for?
This is gonna be for the Cincinnati one.
For the Cincy?
Yeah,
Okay.
this will be my first time doing cosplay.